Welcome back to another episode. We appreciate you guys being here, man. As you can see, we're always trying to push the limits, change things up, change the background, change the scenery, change how we do things, buy new cameras, all to try to bring you the best content we possibly can. Have it be crispy, clear, and concise for you guys to enjoy. And on top of that, I take time out of my day to make sure that I bring you as much really positive and good information that can really help you in your journey of entrepreneurship or blue collarism. That's what I'm going to call it from now on. If you're out there busting your ass every day, I see you, man, and I'm proud of you, and I'm excited to see your journey. And if you're new to the channel, man, we appreciate you guys being here. It really means a lot to us. Hit the subscribe button while you're at it. Smash the like button. It really helps the algorithm. And that's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to really push these videos up. We've been putting a lot of time and energy into content. But we really couldn't do it without you. So we really do appreciate you. On this episode, it's probably going to be a little bit more of a short one. But I wanted to discuss something that's important to me. When I came into the business, and I've been in blue collar my whole life. So when I was 17 years old, I was swinging hammers. 17, 18, whatever. I was swinging hammers and building houses. Now, for the past 16 years, I've been in the plumbing and heating field, mostly big industrial boilers. But with that being said, I was around a lot of old timers. I have nothing but love, admiration, respect for old timers, man. There's something to be said for having a ton of knowledge and learning from those guys. But things have changed, and it's changed for the positive. So if you're watching this now and you're a little bit younger, you're in really good hands, and I'll tell you why. When I came into the business or businesses or just blue collar world in general, a lot of the guys didn't want to share their wealth of information. And because there were so many guys out there, I feel like there was a little bit of paranoia that set in with a lot of these guys. They felt that if they trained the younger generation, that somehow they were going to be pushed out because we could probably be had at a cheaper price, and a lot of things, unfortunately, became a little bit more of a financial decision than it was about anything else. So even though I had some really knowledgeable and amazing guys that I learned the business from, I didn't learn the business from them the way I try to teach the business to you. Meaning, I had to take a lot of time and watch. I had to be a little bit more observant. I had to be someone who took the time to pay attention to what was happening all around me and in front of me. That's how I learned. That's how they taught me. Some of the guys, I had a handful of guys that definitely would take me under their wing a little bit, but they never really wanted to, how do I say this? Like, share the intricacies of the business and how they learned it. And they always protected themselves in that. It was like a cocoon, like a protection for themselves, like wearing a human. They didn't want to let you guys know or let the younger guys know, the ins and outs of how they got to where they are. And I feel it was very detrimental. I now looking at the world of entrepreneurship, well, not entrepreneurship, really more on the blue collar side. So, people working with their hands. I'm kind of seeing a little bit of the fallout from that, because there is something to having somebody take you under their wing and teach you and train you and spend time with you, and really put a lot of energy into sharing every piece of knowledge that they have, which is the kind of person I am now. But at the same time, we're a little bit behind the eight ball, it feels like, when it comes to learning and growth and things like that. So I never really understood it, and it annoyed me. I remember talking to guys, and none of them would ever divulge the reason why they weren't open about, helping and all these things. But it definitely hurt me, and it hurt and it helped. I mean, let's be honest, it hurt and it helped, because a lot of the way I had to learn is the way I learned anyway. I learned with these. I'm not a big book learner. I do learn from books. I do read a lot, but I'm the type of guy that has to have my hands on shit. I'm sure a lot of you guys feel the same way. Some of you guys might be able to pick up a book and it's easy for you, but for me, somebody could tell it to me a million times. Until I have my hands on the thing, it never makes sense to me. And eventually, once I had my hands on it, then I could read about it. Then it made sense to me, if that makes sense. Like, the order cannot be books then work. It had to be work then books. And then I'm off to the races. Everything was amazing. Now the tide has turned. Partially because it has to. The other part is generational, I'm sure. It's a little bit of an older generation, different way of doing things. Because I understand, like, as an entrepreneur and someone who owns my own company, there was always a fear that you're going to train people, and not only are they going to take your information to another company, but they may take your information and start their own company. But you know what? Such is life. If a guy has the fortitude to want to take the shit I'm teaching him and turn it into a business, I almost have to tip my hat to them, because it isn't easy to be an entrepreneur. It's very hard. Running a business is hard, especially a business of our magnitude, where we're dealing with high-end clients and we're dealing with thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of residents in each individual building. It's a lot of responsibility. It's not for everybody. Not everybody wants that responsibility. But with that being said, for me, as a guy who runs my own company, I have taken the opposite approach as I have to these old timers, and I teach my guys everything. I am not afraid to share my knowledge. I'm not afraid to divulge any information that I have. I'm also very transparent. My guys, they don't know everything. I mean, I wish I was some kind of savant that knew everything. Who knows what I'd be doing? I could consult with, a million different companies. But with that being said, I do have a lot of knowledge, and I'm willing to share it. And I'm willing to share it for multiple reasons. One, I want my guys to know this shit, we're trying to build a team. In order to build a team that does the job the way you need them to do, because as a business owner, I shouldn't be striving to work with my hands every single day. I should be finding ways to build my business. So I also realize, I have a lot of young guys that are really good, that want to be here, that have been very loyal to the company, and we continuously take care of them. And with that being said, if I put them in positions to have as much knowledge as I have, or match my knowledge, then I don't want to say use them. That's the worst sentence. I'm not using my guys. I'm training them to be me, if that makes sense. And it's going to be hard as a business owner. You're never going to get somebody to be 100% you. But if I can get them to be about 75 to 80% me, it's a home run. A, it takes a lot of pressure and stress off me. And B, it gives them a lot more opportunity to train others, right? Because that's how you grow as a company. These days, it's not like it used to be. We can't just pluck guys off the street. It just don't exist the way they used to. So I have to continuously put guys under somebody else's tutelage in order for them to grow and expand. And each guy teaches differently, right? That's the other thing I learned about teaching and growing as, looking back at the old timers. Not only did they not teach me, they didn't have any real skills on how to really teach people or how to shape themselves in a way that worked for each individual person. Where now, as someone who teaches many different guys, young guys, older guys, doesn't make a difference, I have to continuously form myself to each individual person. Each person learns differently. Some guys need to be face to face looking at me while we discuss it. Some guys, I can actually have my hands on the thing we're working on and show them, step by step by step. Each guy's different. Each guy learns different. Some guys are like me where they need to touch the thing. So now I have to allow them to do the job while I'm explaining to them what needs to be done or why we're doing it. So in teaching and growing, if you're new in the world of plumbing, heating, construction, it doesn't make a difference. I believe we're stepping into a new age now where the newer generation is willing to help more than the older generation was willing to help me. Again, it's pros and cons to everything. And I'm always trying to find the best way to teach. And if you're somebody who has people under your wing, I would love to know what, your perspective is or what direction you take your teachings that help, get the most out of your guys. But that's pretty much going to do it for this episode, man. Again, I talk about these things. I'm super passionate and I can go really deep. But I don't want to just keep going. Sometimes I'm long-winded and I want these to be entertaining and I want them to be useful information for you guys. And it's just when I come across these things again, I do keep a list of topics. Sometimes I get topics off the top of my head. Honestly, this morning I was just thinking about this while I was driving to get my coffee. And I said, let me throw the camera on and discuss this thing with you because I think it's important. And I think it's important to know that there are people like me out there that care, that want to see you succeed. I know my team, I can't, I've already seen them come a long way over the last bunch of years that we're in business, and it's great to see. And it makes me super excited to see the growth of the company, the growth of the guys, the growth of the team, and the way the business is going. I really do believe you're gonna have your pick of the litter. Let's just say, sad as it is to say for me, but I appreciate you guys. Again, if you're new or if you've been here or if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, smash the like button. We do appreciate it. It means a lot to us. We're really, like I said in the beginning, just trying to put a lot of effort and time into these recordings. With that being said, if you have anything to say on the topic that I just discussed, or if you want to hear me talk about any other topic, drop a comment below. That's what it's here for. Comment section is open. I'll always respond to your comments. But if you give me video ideas or topics you want to hear me discuss, I will 100% gladly discuss them, because we're always looking at new topics to discuss on here. Some people feel like it's endless, but for us it isn't. So I'm all ears. I appreciate you guys once again. Thank you for being here. I hope you're killing it. I hope you keep crushing your business. I hope you're killing it in life. Peace.